first place. Any questions there?
Understood. Thank you. That's good.
Okay. All right. And at this point, I would talk about our elevation options.
Yeah. Elevation was intriguing to me.
Okay. And so we have a number of elevation options available, and you can delegate those in different ways. We do have a one-click, a self-service, if you will, elevation option. And we can configure what that one-click does. In my environment, it'll put my logon account, my day-to-day account, into the local admins group on the box of my choosing for 2 hours. And again, we can limit what machines I can see based on our delegations. And so I might only see my own workstation. And so I click on the elevate and a job runs immediately to put my local account in the local admins group. 2 hours from now, another job will run to take me back out. And the question I get here is, well, what if I've gone home? What if I've taken my laptop off the network and I've gone home? And so when that job goes to run, that machine's not out there, and so we can't hit it. We do have a retry policy, of course, and so we can configure that retry policy. By default, we'll retry every 10 minutes up to 5 times. But if we ultimately don't see that machine, then the job's going to be logged as a failure, and so that user is going to remain in the local admins group. And so that's often a conversation that segues into our tools like Red Systems Manager, where I can periodically standardize group memberships, who should be in local admins and so on. I don't want to get too far off track though. But that's the question I typically get. And so that's our self-service elevation option. We do have some more granular self-elevation options as well that, again, you can delegate. And so perhaps in my organization, I wear a lot of hats. And so for my domain, I could authenticate as a backup operator. And that's the only elevation option I've been given for the domain. Or in SharePoint, I'm only allowed to elevate on this one SharePoint system and only as a power user. I can't be a local admin on that box, but power user is sufficient for what my job duties are. Or for our given Windows workstations, again, I can limit it to just my workstation, and I can choose to, in my case, I've been delegated the ability to either be a local admin or a power user. So we can get very granular with these self-elevations if we need to. But then we have a still more granular elevation option that's typically a help desk type function, wherein we can specify one or more machines that we need to elevate on. We can specify what account we need to elevate. We can specify what group we need to elevate into. And again, maybe we don't need to be a local admin, maybe power users is good enough. We can set up a custom duration, and I can schedule that to run right now or in the future. So I might stage all of this today, but then it doesn't take effect until my maintenance window. And then I'll be able to log on to the servers I need to administer with my day-to-day credentials, and that just-in-time administrative capability has a shelf life. At the end of my window, I no longer have those administrative capabilities. Any questions there?
Very cool. No.
All right. All right. At this point, I would typically segue into application launching, which I imagine is going to go away. I can certainly show it to you if you want.
No, I think we probably won't be showing that.
Yeah.
We'll be, that would be our segue maybe into to the PA product.
Right. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. And depending on what the use cases are, maybe I start with PA and move into Red IM or vice versa.
Yeah, depending on what they're hot after. That's absolutely right.
Yeah. And so, I'm getting there. I have a working appliance in my environment. I just got my login page last night, so I haven't set it up yet.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, I'm working hard to catch up with you guys too. I mean, this is it's a little bit more work, but I've got my 2016 set up and nailing down my pitch. So I really appreciate you doing this for us.
Yeah.
Any questions about your login? I mean, what you have so far? Is everything?
Yeah. I went through the appliance certificates. No need to record that conversation. We can talk about that offline. Let's see. Okay, and so I would typically segue from here into application launching if that's a need. But let's go ahead and skip that. Let's talk about blogging and everything that